my time in seminary, I went to seminary in 1989. I went to Ushaw in 1989. And of all the northern dioceses, I don't know how many dioceses were represented, but certainly 8 or 9 or 10. In 1989, there were 131 students when I went. And at that point, the dropout over the 6-year study period was about 50%. Okay. In recent years, the numbers that I think in Ushaw dropped to between 30 and 40. And now Ushaw, which was the biggest seminary in the country, has now closed as a seminary. And they moved everyone from Ushaw College down to St Mary's College in Oscott, which is just north of Birmingham. And so that has now become the major seminary for England and Wales, really. And I don't know how many students there are there now, but it's not good. You know, these numbers are really poor. So I need to warn all of you, and including myself, you know, that the help that we need, even for me to get a holiday, is really tricky these days. I actually have a priest who, I technically take one holiday a year in August, and that's only because it's so difficult to get cover. And what I do is I actually have a priest from Africa who covers my parish while I'm away. That's just the easiest thing for me to do. And so, please, you know, don't take for granted the priests that you have. And it's one of the things that Alastair said in his letter to me, that perhaps, you know, many parishioners do take for granted. A, what their priest does, and believe me, the priest does a lot of work. And B, the fact that you still have a priest. Because even as I'm talking, you know, it is pretty dire, the future numbers for priesthood. So what does that mean? Of course, go back to what Alastair says, it means that we need to delve back into what Vatican II said and get more and more and more lay people involved in running their parishes. And I think, you know, there are places, certainly in this said, like the Diocese of East Anglia, they have been running, the laity there have been running parishes for years, 20 years, 30 years maybe. And in the likes of Portsmouth and down around the south coast of England, you know, we need the help that's out there. And I might be talking to you. You might have a gift that can be given over to the church. You know, you might have a gift that with just a couple of hours a week might help out your parish tremendously. So I am now putting a plea out there to any priests, first of all, that might be listening to me wittering on here. You know that there are people out there who, like Alastair, would love to help us. So perhaps we could pick and choose all of those people out there that would be willing to help us and let go of some of the reins that we've got. I know my stress levels go through the roof sometimes, especially around the Christmas fair time, around Christmas and Easter, when things get so mentally busy. I'd love to hand lots of things over. So if you're a priest and people ask you what can they do, give them jobs, please. We need to use our laity more and more. And if you're a lay person who thinks you've got a gift to offer, go seek out your parish priest. Do not be shy. And if he says no, ask him why. You know, why, Father? I can help you out here. Be persistent. Help out the poor old priests. Because no matter what we think as priests, we do need it. And as I said before, in my reply to Alastair, I think we do become control freaks of our own little kingdoms, really. But, you know, the stress ain't good for us. It really ain't. And, you know, if there are people out there, and I know I keep repeating myself here, but, you know, it's a plea to both parishioners and to priests. You know, we need to work together like Vatican II told us to. I mean, Vatican II, I suppose, the bishops of Vatican II were very far-sighted. I mean, we're going back 50 years to when Vatican II finished virtually. And, you know, they saw the future being a future of less and less priests and, more and more lay involvement in our churches. That's why they talked about it. So we need to take on board what Vatican II said. So I'd like to thank Alastair once again for pointing that out to us. And sometimes we do forget what the bishops from Vatican II have said. We're now, like I said, 50 years beyond Vatican II. But what they said back there is so relevant to today. It's ridiculous how far-sighted the bishops of Vatican II were. So once again, I'd like to thank Alastair for his letter. And I am going to finish now with another piece of music. And once again, I'd like to perhaps dedicate this from me, once again, to all my brother priests, wherever you are in the country, wherever you are in the world, indeed, because, of course, we're internet-based. You could be listening to this anywhere. And also to all our lay people and parishioners. Please, once again, this is my last plea. Seek out your parish. First of all, you need to ask yourself, what could I offer to the parish? And almost everyone, whether it's an hour to do a bit of gardening, to pick up some of the rubbish that often is around the place, whether it's decorate, there's 1,000 jobs to do. Anyone can do them. But you might also have speciality knowledge, like being an accountant, being a tax man. All of these things, we can use your skills. Thanks for listening to me chunnering on today, and God bless you all. So this piece of music is for all our priests and for all God's holy people. Thank God that you're all there. Blessings until next time.
When troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. When I am on your shoulders, you raise me up to more than I can